Hey guys, welcome back to another draft video. This time we're drafting the Lost Caverns of Ixalan. Get ready for a little bit of reading because this draft dropped earlier this week, so I don't know all the cards. And I haven't posted a video this week because I was trying to make a how to play Magic video, but after recording and editing a lot of it, I realized the video was just not good. So instead, I'll probably just have a link in the description for a tutorial for those of you who wanted to learn Magic and actually keep track of what's going on screen. All right, so let's quickly get in this because it's gonna be me. Let's quickly get in this because it's gonna be me versus the clock. Discover 10. It's the difference. Okay. Trample. Whenever another dinosaur enters the battlefield, you may have this become the same as that. Whenever this attacks, you may tap 2 untapped artifacts and creatures. If you do, discover 3. Okay, again, I'm running out of time, so... And I read at a 4th grader's speed, so this might be a little bit of an issue. But we're gonna pick this 2-color card that seemed interesting. And it looks like we'd want to be red-white artifacts, but obviously this is a 2-color card right off the bat, which usually you don't want to do. Return target card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tap. That's okay. 2 mana, 1 for Vigilance, and you can give it +3, -3 for 2 mana. Seems alright. 3 mana, add 1 mana of any color. And then it can flip into something. The worst. Okay, whenever this becomes tapped, scry 1, and it's a 2 mana 2/2. Flying, when this enters the battlefield, create a map token. That seems pretty good, actually. 2 mana, descend 4, as long as there are 4 more permanents in your yard. This gets +1/+1, so 2 mana with upside is always fine. Join the dead, target creature gets -5/-5. That seems like a solid removal spell. So right now I'm thinking between a good creature or a good removal. And since I don't know the format, I'm just going to pick up the good removal, because those are probably good in all formats. When Clay-Fired Bricks enters the battlefield, search your library for a Plains card, reveal it, and put it in your hand. You gain 2 life. Alright, that's fine. What does it flip into? 7 mana, craft with an artifact. So I gotta exile an artifact from my graveyard or on the battlefield to flip this card. And when it enters the battlefield, I make 2 1/1s, and all my creatures get +1/+1. So that seems pretty good. 3 mana, 3/4. Oh, I think this is a reprint. Maybe? 3 mana, 3/4. I can sack and destroy an artifact or enchantment. Vigilance Menace 6/4 for 5 mana. Enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 on target creature. That seems pretty good. It's a 2 mana 2/3. Enchanted creature, enchant artifact or creature, enchanted permanent can't block attack. Enchanted permanent can't attack, block, or activated. Abilities can't be activated. Again, running out of time here. I'm just gonna pick up this Abrade because I know what this card does, and it's great. Destroy 3 damage to any target or destroy an artifact. For 2 mana is very efficient. So maybe this Sunborn might still be in play. Okay, hopefully you can't hear my dog barking in the background, but it is what it is. Deals X damage to each creature and each planeswalker. X is the number of caves you control. So caves, I think, are special lands in the set. Plane cycling, so I can always pay 2 mana to just grab a land from my deck. So the card is probably solid. Otherwise, it's a 3/5 that gains 3. Enchanted creature, when it enters the battlefield, discover 3. Okay. An enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and trample. Usually don't like auras, but this one gives you value even if the aura goes away. Other good cards that I do know about: another land cycler. Add 1 mana of any color. That's pretty good as well. This might have not been the best pick. Like, I might have wanted to just pick up the Dart Frog as we're getting past another one, but I picked up the white card there because we do have the Sunborn. If a creature you control would explore instead, if a creature you control would explore, instead you scry 1, then the creature explores. When Twist and Turns enters the battlefield, target creature you control explores. When a land enters the battlefield, if you control 7 or more, transform. It seems okay, actually. So it explores right away when it enters the battlefield, right? And then it starts exploring more later. 2/5 forward. Some artifact synergy there. I think the oops. I think the frog was actually a better pick. When this enters the battlefield, draw a card, and then you put a land from your hand onto the battlefield. If it was a cave, you gain 4 life. Lands you control enter the battlefield untapped. Just a little bit of ramp. Nothing great there. Deals damage to target creature equal to the number of lands you again, I'm gonna just start keeping. Again, I'm gonna just start continue. I'm gonna continue picking up removal. Because removal is usually good in most formats. 2 mana 2/2. Whenever Brawler attacks, attacking creature gains trample until end of turn. A lot of 2/2s here with upside, so that's always good. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of caves you control. It's the number of caves in your graveyard. Put 2 of those cards into your hand and the rest. So again, another cave payoff, but we don't really have any caves, so I don't think I'm gonna pick that up. Equip creature gets +1/+1. A 1 mana +1/+1 for 1 mana equipped is usually pretty good. Otherwise, you got another land cycler here. I think the safest pick is probably the Monstrosaur. Last second switch, as this was another removal spell. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn, and then it deals damage equal to its power to target creature an opponent controls. So we are getting past some decent green. So maybe we end up green. This looks for a land and puts it on top of our library, and it can be played in any deck. This deals 6 damage for anything and his cycle, so it's kind of interesting. We don't have many creatures. We should be picking up a lot more creatures. So I'm actually gonna pick up the gnome here. It's the dinosaur payoff. If we do end up green-red, I think the theme is dinosaurs. So that would be good for that. And I don't really see anything else to care about too much in this pack. Anyways, so let's pick that. Can pick up a scythe here. It's flash, and I can re-equip it so it's not an aura. I initially thought this was an aura, but now that it's an equipment, it's a little better than I thought. Again, there's also a cave. I think I'm gonna pick the cave. I'm gonna just stay open. We're red something, I believe. Pick up a Monstrosaur now. We're either gonna be red green or red white. We'll just see what we get past next pack. When Skullcap Snail enters the battlefield, target opponent exiles a card from their hand. I think this is pretty good as well. It's a cave card. A little bit of ramp, but you gotta craft this with a cave. Or I could grab another land cycler. I might be overvaluing these land cyclers, but I just like them. I just like land cyclers. If you can't cast them for 7, you can cycle them for a land. This is the ramp card. I don't think I'm gonna play it, but I guess I'll take it. Last pick is a little irrelevant. Okay, what is this? Create X map tokens, where X is 1 plus the number of opponents who control an artifact. It attacks or reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature with mana value 3 or less, put it into your hand. Otherwise, you may put it into your graveyard. Doesn't seem great for us, as it's white and just playing the green side isn't amazing. This is a 4 mana 4/5, which seems like insane stats to me, and it has reach and trample. Otherwise, we got another favor. I think the pirate's fine because it makes a treasure. A colossal dactyl is the pick for us. It looks like we can get a lot of top end, but I am a little worried that we're going to be murdered by some aggro decks. But this enters battlefield and I draw a card for each other dinosaur. Right now we have 1, 2, 3. I don't think we would play the Sandwing. Just a Capybara. Why aren't you a dinosaur? Yeah, I'm just gonna take another big dino and see what we keep getting past. I am seeing a decent number of good white still. And another Join the Dead. Like, we could have 2 Join the Deads in this deck. It seems pretty good. I do like this brick card as well. If we switch into white. I don't really see a good red card in this pack, and I don't see a great green card either. So we're either picking the Join the Dead or this Clayfire Bricks. I guess we're more likely to be white, so I will take the Clayfire Bricks here. When it enters the battlefield, explore. Seems okay. But it's not a dinosaur. Where are my dinosaurs? Choose target creature you control and target creature you don't control. If the creature you control enter the battlefield this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on it, and those creatures fight. It's pretty efficient removal. But I feel like we don't have enough early plays, so I think I'm going to take the guide here. And Explore is pretty good for us because we need lands to get to our late game anyways. Pick 5. We have a dinosaur that gives creature menace. That's pretty good. Tap 2 untap artifacts or creatures you control that deals 1 damage. I think this card's decent, but we don't have enough artifacts for this. I think this card's very good. I've seen this played. Just makes a 4/4, and then if you can flip it, it just makes a 4/4 every turn. It's a good 1-drop. A red is... Oh no! That's really awkward. I don't know why I auto-picked the blue card. But I definitely should have picked either the red card or white card. But it's okay. It's going to happen when you don't know what any of the cards do. Pick 6, Petrify is kind of a sign, so I will take that here. Deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Or we can just take a 3-mana 3/3 dinosaur, which would help our Colossus, as that cares about how many dinos we have on the field. I think I'd rather just take the dino here. I'm usually not a huge fan of these type of removal spells. Okay, we can pick up that 1/1 we passed earlier, or we can pick up another removal spell. If we end up, like, I think we're leaning towards white now, so we might want to pick up more removal as we'll lose the Rock Slide and the Abrade. Yeah, I think that makes a little bit of sense. We might splash the Sunborn, depending on how many artifacts we end with. But we don't really have many artifacts right now. Or, I don't even see any artifacts, actually. Another Join the Dead is actually insane. I don't think I want the Archaeologist. But obviously we're not in black. Took it anyways, why? Why? I don't know. We can take another dinosaur here. Or we can take a 2-drop. But this is basically going to be a 2-mana 1/3 in my deck, because I don't really have many ways of putting things in my yard. So just take the dino there. The Helping Hand seems okay now that we have some decent 3-drops. These last few picks don't really matter. So I got a red blue rare. I'm sure it's great, but it's pretty far away from anything that we are doing. For us, we have, let's see. When this enters the battlefield, I can sacrifice a creature or an artifact. If you do, put 2 counters on 2 creatures. Or put a +1/+1 counter on up to 2 creatures. I think that card is good, but we don't really have many artifacts. So it looks like we're probably playing green for sure. Except playing green for sure, so this cave could actually be a good pickup. As I don't really see anything else I want to play. Another Abrade. If I had picked up those frogs earlier to fix, we could have splashed the Abrades. But since we do not, again, I don't see any great picks here. A lot of these Capybaras going around. Yeah, there's nothing great for us. Maybe the Cat Warrior to give the team a buff. But again, we're not going very wide either. 1 drop that explores. Seems good. Quick creature has, you may look at the top card of your library anytime. Whenever this creature attacks, explores. That seems like an okay equipment as well. There is a frog. And actually, I think that frog is too good to pass. I was talking about how I should have picked up the other ones, so probably shouldn't pass one now. 4 mana, 4/3, enters the battlefield, explores. Guess that's solid. Fight effect. Again, we do have a lot of dinos, so that might be good as well. We could try wheeling this. What do we have for removal? The Petrify, the Whirlpool, and I believe Strike. I think I kind of like the Axe Jaw, though. I think Explorer is just really important in our deck. When this dies, you gain 1 life and draw a card. And when it's exiled, while you're activating a craft ability, you gain 1 life and draw a card. Pop returns something to our hand, but I don't think we have many things worth bouncing. Maybe the bricks. I might just take this gnome as a way to block some early damage. Another big dino, but again, we have a lot of top end already. Another armored kincolor. I mean, they do get better in multiples as you have a higher chance of them healing you. You know what? I don't mind picking up another Stomper because a couple of our top ends do land cycle here. I can hear my dog clawing at my door. Hopefully, hopefully you guys don't hear that as well. Return a permanent from your graveyard to your hand and discover 4. I mean, this is okay with all our land cyclers, so maybe I'll play 1. I do like the Gem Guard, but again, we just didn't pick up many artifacts, so a lot of the time this is just going to be a 4 mana 3/3. This card I do know of, and I think it is really good. And especially in a deck where we're trying to survive to the late game, this could buy us a lot of time. Just making 2 blockers and gaining 3 life later on. Now we do get a few, we do have a few artifacts that we can craft with. I think I'm just going to take the 2-drop though. As again, early players will help us survive. Take another 2 mana 2/2, but I don't think we're playing any of these. Yeah, I see a lot of artifact payoffs coming around, but we just didn't pick up enough artifacts for them. All payoffs, no artifacts. Probably could have had a sick green, black or green white deck, as we would have had 3 -5/-5 removal spells. But here we are with some green white junk. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, that was quite a mess. I actually forgot how difficult it is to draft a deck when you don't know what any of the cards do. But let's see what we can do with this. First off, we're probably just gonna straight up cut the red. Don't need it. So we have a lot of late game, but we don't have a lot of like mana. What's the word? Mana sinks. We don't have a lot of mana sinks. So even though we have a lot of late game, we might lose to other decks that have an enchantment on the board that gives them some kind of value every turn. So this is a 2, and this is a 2. Again, I like the Walk with Ancestors because we have these land cyclers in our deck, and it also discovers 4 right away, which means it's likely getting something pretty good. We probably don't need this over the edge, even though there are a lot of artifacts in the format. I think it's a little filler still. And we probably don't need this twist and turns. How do I flip this? So once I control 7 or more lands, this flips. Actually, it's still pretty good, right? That is a mana sink for the late game, like I was talking. As I was saying, I needed. I do like the helping hands because we have these 3s. Actually, I thought we had one more armored kin caller. I guess I passed too many of them. It was just hard to see what I had because I didn't really know what I had. Craft with the cave. I do have a couple of caves, but it's just a ramp spell at the end of the day. I think we could cut that. I like keeping all our 2-drops. And I like keeping the O3 as a blocker. Plus I can craft it with the sun-fired bricks, for example. I don't think this deck is great. I'd expect like 3 wins, so hopefully we can get 3 wins. There actually could be some merit in bringing over Staggering Size, as it gives my big creatures trample. Oh, almost. I almost had that. Okay, there we go. That works. Almost had that black card in the deck, so I guess we can get the combat trek in. 14 creatures. Yeah, I think that's okay. Alright, I'm glad I caught that black card. Let's fix our mana base, as there's 2 swamps in here as well. Losing my mind out here. Don't do this at home. Learn the set before you decide to record it. That's my only suggestion for you guys. But let's hop into game 1. Okay, game 1. With the okay hand. Definitely good on the play, actually. So we keep this, and yeah, let's place some Ixalan for the first time. Need to play the plains, and this will find us another plains. Next turn we have the kin caller that will gain us 3 life as we have another dinosaur in our hand. So this is actually looking pretty good right now. Play out the land they already know. And I will reveal the the Axe Jaw, as I'm probably playing that next turn anyways. So opponent played a Compass Gnome and didn't put a land on top of their deck. What is this? So you can sacrifice it, exile up to 4 cards from a single graveyard. And then when it dies, they can pay 4 if you do Discover 4. So Discovering 4, for the people that don't know, is they just exile the top cards of the library until they hit any spell that costs less than a Discover, in this case 4. So they'd be able to cast out anything, well, the first spell they hit with the converted mana cost 4 or less. That probably made it more confusing than it was originally, but oh well. I don't mind if they want to block with both creatures here to trade for my... Oh, they do. Trade for my Kincaller. And they can't Discover 4 because they don't have 4 mana. So let's just play the Axejaw. Yeah, I think this is worth keeping because with the twist and turns, it gets some value, right? Whenever a creature explores, I can just scry one. And this is going to explore when it enters the battlefield. Opponent on 3 different colors. A little spooky. But yeah, let's start off with the twist and turns and explore on the Axejaw. I think we put that in the graveyard because it's 7 mana to cast, and we only have 5 right now. And then we get to play the guide as well. Is that an okay draw? Next turn we have 5 mana and we don't have much to do. So this will give us something to do for sure. But I think we can find something better, so I'm going to bottom that as well. Might regret that. Oh, actually, I don't regret it because we have 6 mana next turn. And we can just play one of these dinosaurs out instead. Oh, is that a rare? Yes, it is. It explores at the end of... Wow. At the beginning of combat it explores. And then it might become a copy of another creature they control. So we can just play up a Stomper here to draw 1 card, or we can get a little greedy and just play out the Sunwing. I think I'm going to attack with the Axejaw, and if they trade, I play out the Sandwing. And if they don't trade, well, I guess we can make a different decision. They are trading. So I will play out the Sandwing here. Opponent still has a lot of cards in hand. Stay 4/4, right? Oh, here's a lot of Kate. Wow, that's 4/4 that drew to. Actually, that's real good for them. But I think I just like playing out my Stomper here and drawing a card. Oh, we'll get to scry 2 first. Yeah, the combat trick might be pretty good here. I will not look for a land. So I actually forgot that my twist and turn was going to flip there, so it's really good to get the compass out, because next turn we can flip this by exiling our gnome and give our whole creature +1/+1. Three, 6, 7, 8 mana to do that, or 7 mana. We only have 1 mana left. Also, I mistook this for the card that draws us cards. Making a lot of mistakes here, but it's okay. Yeah, I think just flipping is probably the best thing for us here. Let's just swing out with both our creatures here. Alright, I gotta slow down a bit, because I am making way too many mistakes. Also, they have a lot of Descend going on. That's pretty good. You basically get to draw a card from their graveyard. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5 reach, eh? So I think we have... Oh, we don't have lethal. Well, if I purify the 4-5 reach, I can attack with the 4-6 flyer, and if they don't chump, I can kill them with the staggering size. In fact, if I pure petrify this and I swing out, they probably die, right? Because even if they chump, I guess the only way they don't die is if they chump and trade, which I doubt they are gonna do anyways. So yeah, I like to swing out here. Perfect. Make our Sandwing 7 attack. Or lethal. Alright, as many mistakes as I made that game. Actually, no, I have nothing to say. Undeserved win. But we'll take it 1-0. First ever game in the Caves of Ixalan draft. See you in game 2. Okay, game 2 on the play. If any of these forests were a plains, this would be an amazing hand. But they're not, so I think I actually have to mulligan here. A little better. I think we only have one double white card, so I'll put up plains on the bottom. Definitely an upgrade hand, but it's not amazing. Opponent with a turn 1 mythic. Interesting. Does this have defender? It doesn't. So we did draw a playable card here. Lets us scry. I don't think we want to land, so I'm going to bottom that. Drew a land anyways. So I don't... How many times does he have to double the counters to get to 1,000? I actually think we might lose to that. That's really funny. We bottom this. Ooh. Do we put this in the graveyard? Again, we're too far away from that, so I think we also put that in the yard. That was a great draw. I think we get... do we attack? Do we want to trade for this 3-3? I think we can wait, and I'll just play out my 4-5 here. And not attack yet. Whenever one or more permanents put that many counters. Okay, wow. This is dangerous. It's ticking up way faster than I expected. Oh, that's a great synergy. You can tap all his permanents. Wow. So I don't mind trading for either of those. So we're just gonna swing out. We're gonna need to find something for that gem card here. The gem card can tap his creatures and artifacts, and whenever his permanents become untapped, he gets a counter for the calendar. It's a really good synergy here. Plus, he could tap this every turn as well, for no cost. So I'm gonna be like a Petrify right now, but that doesn't turn off its tap ability, I believe. maybe. But yeah, this is basically find, petrify, or lose the game. That's not the worst draw, as it gets a 6 mana for next turn, but the calendar is getting more counters, and and the clock is ticking. Literally. Let me draw 2 cards. Okay, there's the petrify. This is actually interesting because I think I can petrify the calendar instead, and that way he can't activate the ability anymore. So this goes to 100 basically next turn, and then 200, 400, 800. Yeah, I think it's better to purify the gem guard, because I still think this is going to take him a while to get to 1000. Losing my 6/6 trample though does suck. Makes our attacks a little worse. But yeah, let's just purify the gem guard and start getting in for some damage here. Yep, I can also flip this, exiling my gnome, which will draw me a card, but I'll lose 1 damage. I think that's okay. I don't like when the game makes me do math. Alright, so this... At first I thought this was gonna double really fast to 1000. But I think that's just from hitting ×2 on my calculator over and over again. I'm like, holy shit, look at the numbers grow. Look at the numbers grow. But you can only do it once per turn. So it's not as scary as I thought. The opponent did give us a couple of these map tokens, so hopefully we can make these both 3/3s. One haste. This was the card I refused to read during the draft. So we got 5, 8, 9 mana. I can just exile this, make his blocks worse for 6 mana, and then I have 2 mana left over. So I guess I should spread out some of this damage. Land is not what we wanted to see. Let's try again. Keep a removal spell on top. Nice. I think I got a little too scared of that artifact, and it wasn't as bad as I thought. But 2-0. Let's go to game 3. Okay, game 3. I think I gotta take a deep breath and stop panicking whenever a player plays a card that I've never seen. Because guess what? I haven't seen any of these cards. So of course they're all gonna be spooky. Nobody likes to read. But we do have a good turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. but opponent with a good 1 mana creature. Damn, they've been pushing creatures like crazy, like a 1/1 flying vigilance with another ability. Like, you were lucky if you got a 1 mana 1/1 flyer before. Also, opponent with a turn 1 flyer and then turn 2 draw 2. It's real good. And then turn 3 double spell and a rare. Okay, let's just do. So tap 3 untapped artifacts and creatures, put a counter on this, scry 1. And I'm assuming these are both artifacts? Okay, just one of them. Not too bad yet. And they didn't kill our frog, so we actually get to resolve our Axejaw next turn. Oh. Artifacts or creatures. Never mind, it's pretty bad. We do have the Petrify for it, but I think I'll wait a turn. Is this card good enough? So next turn, I either play this or I Petrify, right? Oh, next turn I have 5 mana because I have the Dart Frog, so I can play this plus Petrify? Okay, yeah, that's great. Alright, 6 mana 6/6. Sorry, 4 mana 6/6. So I might have to petrify that instead of the Warren here. Yeah. Unfortunate, but I'm gonna have to find a second removal spell for the Warden. Attack for 5. Play out the guide. No, thank you. Right. Yeah, because we already have a land for the Dreadmaw next turn. Drew a land anyways. Unfortunate. I mean, all his creatures have Hexproof on his turn still because of the additional ability on this Tortoise. It's a pretty cool looking card though. Big ol' flyer. How many dinosaurs do we have? Just the one. So it's a 6 mana 6/6 that draws a card. Damn. We can't even play it though, because does this have reach? This does have reach. Alright, I'm gonna attack with the Axejaw because I'm okay with trading for the Warden. And then I gotta keep back the Frog because I can give it reach and Death Touch. Or it has reach and I can give it Death Touch. I can use this to gain 3 life. And that just means I get more value whenever I cast this dinosaur. If I live. Okay, hopefully they don't see that my creature... Okay, they saw. Okay, now we're in pretty bad shape. That was my only saving grace. Now, even if we can kill the Warden by drawing a removal spell, we might just be dying to the other flyers. Yep. 5/7 damage. I'm not dead yet, though. Oh. What is giving it more attack? I don't know what I'm missing here, but something is definitely giving these creatures more attack. Is it this? Oh, yeah, it is this. Each creature you control with toughness greater than its power. Okay, okay. I don't think we have any outs. Reach. Does that save us for a turn? We get to chump here. That doesn't. So if we swing out, he eats. Yeah, I think we're just dead here, guys. Dinos down, dinos down. Okay, game 4. It's not a great hand, but we have the dinosaur to find the forest we need. And whenever this attacks, this cries one. Whenever it becomes tapped, so whenever it attacks, this cries one, so we might be able to find a land off that as well. Another plains is not what we want to see. Opponent ramping is also not what we want to see. Opponent might be on the actual dinosaur deck, the red-green one, yeah? Flips into a dinosaur, needs 5 mana. Don't kill my Sunscribe. I need it. This asshole. Oh my god. That really hurts. Can only be blocked by 3 or more creatures. Yeah, I think we're just gonna... I think we explore and try to find a removal for that 5/4, otherwise we're gonna die pretty quickly. But obviously I should have done that before, as we could have played out this tap land last turn. 3 mana 6/6. Pretty good. Pretty good. I can play up Poison Dart Frog and hope to trade with that 6/6. Let's play out the tap land this turn. Alright, this is a huge beating. I don't really see us climbing out of this one. Maybe I shouldn't have calmed down. Maybe the panic was actually helping me. The opponent's curve is just way too good here. Quick gain 3 life. I guess that's okay here. Or we can play out the spider. I think gaining some life is a little safer here. I swear, if he plays a 7, draw a dinosaur now. Whoa. Clearly it has something, but we gotta play as though they have nothing, because we can't afford to play around any tricks or anything. Yep, gives it first strike. So my Death Touch no longer works here. Down to 7. I mean, a couple of removal spells off the top and we might have a chance. Oh yeah, I forgot he also has the Raptor on the board. Obviously, that is not a removal spell. So if I try to cast this and try to top deck a removal, I still have to chump with my 3/3. So maybe it's better to just play the dinosaur and then gain 2. That way I can trade with this 8-4 and then chump the hammer skull. Okay. Casual 6-6 draw 3. Why isn't my Dreadmaw ever that good? We have to block like this. And I don't think we have any outs anymore. So let's just move on to the next game. Hopefully not the last game. Alright, game... I don't know, we're 2-2, so game 5 I guess. It's weird, we're losing those games where I was making a lot of mistakes. I'm sorry, we were winning those games where I was making a bunch of mistakes. Now all of a sudden I'm... God dang it. So this gets bigger every time he plays an artifact. Insanely hard to beat on turn 2. I need a top deck removal, like, right now. But I don't think I have any removal that takes that off the board, so... Unfortunately, we don't have any outs there. And, damn, what are these curves? Basically a 2-mana 3/3 to a 3/3 card, which makes a treasure, which makes us a 2-mana 4/4, and then a 4/3 flyer on the play. He does miss out on 4 damage here, which I guess got him. Got them so good. When we cast an instant spell from our hand, it gets a rebound, so they can cast it for free? Oh my lord. What is this insanity? Catch the gnome for a card real quick. Too many lands. I guess we can hope that they have nothing, but I honestly think they have a counter. But again, there's nothing I can really do about it. Oh. Whoa, 5-mana pass? 6-mana pass. Okay, that's a little weird. Maybe they have a bunch of just removal spells in hand or something, and they want to make sure we had 2 creatures on the board. I'm confused, and I'm scared. Okay. I don't know what's happening. I think to be mana efficient, I do just cast this out here. Maybe they have some kind of board wipe? Is there any point of milling? I already used my walk with the ancestors. And I already have an artifact in the yard for this. I don't know why opponent's not doing anything. I'm really scared. A Sunshot Militia's not bad though. Like, not bad for us. It's a... We did bottom a removal spell off the Discover, which is a little unfortunate. Do I want to block here? 3, 4, 5, 6. I can flip my clay bricks. I think I just take 4. And we can get pretty aggressive next turn. Making 2 2/2s basically and giving the rest of my creatures +1/+1. Ooh. Or a removal spell to make sure that gets off the board is pretty decent as well. Maybe I do that instead. Okay. That's good. 5, 8, 9, 10, 11 damage here. Neither of these gain me life. Because I don't have another dinosaur in my hand. I'm a little worried they're just going to kill me next turn for some reason. Because again, I have no idea what's in this format. Oh! You gain life if there's a dinosaur on the battlefield as well. Okay, honestly, I'm so surprised we won that game. The opponent had one of the best starts I've seen so far. But then, I wonder what the rest of their hand was. Maybe it's just all land. Maybe they got very unlucky. And they didn't even get to use the ability of their mythic god creature. Yeah, I was wondering why this is so insanely powerful. It's because it's a god. But wow, sweet. Not much more to say there. See you next game. Okay, we are 3 wins, and that's what I thought this deck would get after I had drafted it. So, you know, happy with that. But I would love to go 7 wins, which is the max we can go. So let's aim for that. Another dinosaur deck. Last time we faced a dinosaur deck, we got completely stomped. Actually, do I want? I guess I don't want a. I don't want to put a land on top here. Actually. Yeah, 1 mana ramper. It's gonna be tough to beat. Similar to the other game where they had a 2 mana ramper. Okay, that's just a 2/3, right? Okay, they could have waited a turn and killed one of my creatures or something. So that's not too bad for us. So we could just remove that right now. But I feel like he's gonna have bigger and scarier things, so let's just play the tote. I don't mind trading my 2/1 for his ramper. So we'll swing in there. That's really good. When they cast an artifact spell, they get a 3/1 dino. Damn it. And whenever dinosaur attacks, they get a treasure, so that's gonna be tough to beat as well. So that makes sense why they played this on turn 2, because they just wanted a dinosaur on the board for the poetic ingenuity. I could kill their dinosaur and hope they don't have another one. But I think it's just better to play the Axe Jaw and get in for some damage here. See, Axdraw can block his 2-3 really well here. It's pausing a lot, so I'm worried he has a braid. Turn a 3 drop from the graveyard. Don't think that's what we want. You can also sack this to gain 3 life in the future. So I should keep that in mind. And assuming he's just going to play a big dino this turn. That is not a good sign. I don't think I'm going to block here. I think I'm just going to take the 2 damage. I'm hoping he taps out here for a 6/6 dino, and we can just kill it with our final strike. And that's not the worst. I can still swing out with everything. I guess he can crew his minecart to eat one of my creatures. The 1/1s do block the dinosaur pretty well, which is nice. 3/1 dino. Let's just attack with the 5/4. He double blocks. So I can either cast the final strike to save my Axjaw, but it doesn't feel great. I think I'm just gonna let this happen and play out a 3/4 blocker here. Now this card is just providing him with way too much value. Should I mill 2 cards? Why not? 2 cards I didn't want, actually. Pretty good mills there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. Yep. Unfortunately, I don't have anything big enough on the board for the final strike. Yikes, okay. We're in trouble. We actually got some decent blocks here. Alright. Removal? Looking for removal? I could actually gain a 3 life right now as well. Honestly, I think it's worth it because I might be tapping out. Ooh, that was probably our worst draw. Yep. Yeah, without finding a removal spell, I think probably just dead now. But the opponent has a really good dinosaur deck, wow. 1 mana deal 6, that's brutal. Oh, wow. If we do this last turn... if we do this last turn, I think we would have been in it still. Just 1 turn late. so I have to trade here and go to 1. Not missing anything, but yeah. If we had drawn this dinosaur a turn earlier, we probably would have been okay. But you know, that's magic, baby. Again, I did predict 3 wins, but I was hoping we could scraggle a few more. Sorry that the video was a little messy. That always happens when I'm trying to learn cards on the fly, but the next one will probably be a little smoother. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.